now here comes LIANGJINKUN from China.
Well, the fans are on their feet as LIANGJINKUN makes his way down the runway and towards the field of play. Looking calm, looking composed, but the fans are anything but calm. They're on their feet, they've got their cameras in their hands, and they will be screaming like you wouldn't believe when he takes to the table. Finn Liu of Australia is his opponent today. The world number 3, ready to give the fans more reason to cheer. Well, it's the best of 5 as ever, the first to 11 points, and a player must win by 2 clear points to take a game. Well, it is the world number 3 taking on the world number 36. Liang was world number 2. That was last year. This time last year was number 2 in the world ranking, so very consistent indeed. He's one of the older players in the Chinese setup at the age of 28 now. Vastly experienced player.
The umpire of this match is Vidal Alfredo Bulgaria. Assistant umpire Hong Yang-Ling, Singapore.
Please come from the draw. Black correct. Red, black clear. You win. You serve. Receive. You serve and stay clear here. Okay?
Well, Liang wins the toss. We'll begin with a quick warm-up as ever. Liu limbering up, and he'll need to be at his very best today against the home favourite here, who's been as high as world number 2. Singapore Smash finalist just last month, so comes into this in very good form. Lost to Wang Chuqin in the final in Singapore, and he'll be hopeful of a deep run here in Chongqing in front of the home fans. Well, Fraser, that's a look at his previous results. Quarter-final at the Champions in Montpellier last year. Disappointing in Fukuoka, was knocked out in the round of 16, and a finalist just last month at the Singapore Smash, which will have filled him with confidence coming here to play in front of the home fans.
No, absolutely, Rebecca, great to be with you here again. Lost to Dudu in Montpellier, had a motto in Fukuoka. Quite right in saying that did wonders for him, the Singapore Smash and recent Asian Championships. But here, Finn Liu, the 20-year-old, with an unbelievable opportunity to cause a wave in the world of table tennis. I've been impressed watching him in the last couple of years. He gave Fan Zhendong a decent little first game a couple of years ago at the Singapore Smash. But this is going to be a very, very tough test for the young Australian.
Well, not many can say they gave Fan Zhendong a tough test. And let's have a look at what the fans think. Well, that is pretty comprehensive, isn't it? 9 in 10 of you going for LIANGJINKUN to take victory here, but small percentage rooting for Finn Liu. Well, Finn Liu also played in the Singapore Smash last month, lost in the opening round there, and then went on to play the ITTF Oceania Cup in Melbourne. Reached the final, beaten finalist there, so a good result for him, but this will be a very different prospect.
Yeah, I mean, but these are the matches that you want to play if you're a young player. There'd be millions of youngsters who would die for the chance to be in his shoes right now, so he's got to treat the pressure as a privilege. He's got to fly the Australian flag with pride here. He has coach Ricardo Oliveira in the corner, LIANGJINKUN coach Liu Jijiang. So many fascinating talking points around this one, Rebecca, but it might be over quicker than we get a chance
Liang versus Liu.
Mention them all.
First game, Liu to serve. Level.
Unless Finn Liu can do the unthinkable.
Love one.
Well, what a start for Liang. That was lightning quick, gets the point, finished off quickly. Look at that shot placement as well.
That is a gobsmacking way to open your account in a match. What a seatbelt shot. Oh my goodness me, Liang is not here to mess about.
He's just unplayable, the world number 3 at the moment.
This is scary already. Early sounding alarm for Finn Liu. He's already getting a taste of Chinatown here.
1-3.
It's his first point on the board. Just listen to the shouts from the home fans.
One, 4.
There's the chances that you just have to take when they present themselves. Playing the backhand serve here, Finn Liu. What that tells you is that he's trying to do something a little bit different, a little bit more unorthodox. It may also tell you that he feels as though his favourite serve, forehand serve, will be ineffective against LIANGJINKUN. He's doing everything he can to sense any kind of shift in Liang, and you can do that a bit better with the backhand serve as you're more square to the table.
5-2.
That will be interesting to see if he keeps employing that backhand serve.
No way, not again. Surely not again. How is there even any space to work with? Finn Liu had got him into the crossover off the net cord initially. How is he making that on the lean? He's bending backwards while he plays a forehand and playing the line, playing the shorter side of the table.
2-7.
Doesn't make sense.
Left, 2-7. Seven, 3.
That's really well played from Finn Liu. He'll be, I think, really delighted with that point up against a wide variety of trajectories and spins. Beating Liang in that department, impressive. Good recovery as well, because Liang countered the first one.
8-3.
It's just interesting to me because I don't think of LIANGJINKUN as a necessarily very creative player. He's been on the receiving end of a lot of it, especially against Simon Gauzy in recent history, but seen a lot of flair from him in this first game. I've loved it.
4-8. Five, 8.
Uncharacteristic error from Liang there.
The backhand serve has an interesting psychological element to it as well, because it's less common, because it's a more simple serve to play. The opponent can sometimes feel entitled to do something effective
9-5.
against it. I like this from Finn Liu, playing it from the get-go, but Liang there with a better response. High quality push.
10-5. Six, 10. Seven, 10.
Oh, second game point saved.
Yep. Poaches it off that half-long proactive play. It's amazing the table awareness of the top players, really making use of the half-long. I saw Hemming Hu talking about this recently.
11-7.
Liang
Game to Liang.
wraps up the opener 11 points to 7. Some absolutely jaw-dropping stuff from the world number 3. A schooling for Finn Liu, who had to be at his very best to try and live with the Chinese third seed.
Now, I think he will have bitten your hand off Finn Lu to get 7 in the first game. Let's see if he can make an improvement. Liang, though, going back to the drawing board with a bit of food for thought as well.
包括他接发球的时候，不管他下去换正手还是发远程，都盯着他。
That is the top half of the draw. Some tantalising clashes in store for us. The winner of this match will play Lin Gaoyun. How do you feel about that one, Fraser? Imagine Liang Jingkun taking on Lin Gaoyun in just the second round as well.
I know, that would be a very, very tough one to try and predict there.
Second game.
Meaty head-to-head between the pair.
Level. One love. Love two.
Happy to go backhand to backhand here, Liang Jingkun. Come on then, he's saying, let's see what you've really got. Do you dare switch me? Do you dare play it into my forehand? Puts a lot of rotation into that ball. Oh, and finally plays it into forehand, and it's a winner. That says it all there. The little shoulder shrug of Liang Jingkun.
His record coming into this is incredible. Played 13, 11 wins out of 13. Remember, one of those losses was in the final at the Singapore Smash.
Yeah, this season, all he's done is reach finals. Got his revenge against Wang Chuqin, beating him in the semi-final in Singapore, and got to the final as well of the recent Asian Cup. Beat Lin Shidong in the semis there, Liang, as he points out the edge. Yeah, you can just see it kissing it there faintly.
One fight.
Oh. Finn Lu cuts a dejected figure, hangs his head. Will he be enjoying this, do you think, Finn Lu? This, obviously the occasion is huge, but it's such a difficult task for him out there.
Depends on his perspective and on the way that he's wanted to approach this mentally. If he treats this as more of a learning experience, then I'm sure he'll actually end up doing a little bit better, because he will have taken a bit of pressure off himself. Can't come in here saying, I'm going to beat him, I'm going to cause an upset, I'm going to, you know, get my most famous win to date. Amazing.
Oh, what a rally that was. What a point for Finn Lu.
If he fishes that backhand, it's over. He knew he had to keep applying pressure, and that was a brilliant backhand counter to keep Liang Jingkun under the cosh. Be really happy, Finn Lu, that he's being able to showcase some of his skills here.
5-4.
Well, Liang Jingkun was 5-1 up, and now momentum is with the Australian.
The scoreboard can be just so misleading. You know, if you look at it at 5-1, you think, okay, it's too easy for Liang, but look, Finn was playing well even though he was losing those points.
4-6.
He was just flabbergasted by the depth of that Liang Jingkun block. I guess it was more of a counter actually from that angle. Knowing exactly when to soften the grip, come up the back of the ball a little bit more while still taking it out in front.
4-7.
You just feel constantly under pressure, even before the rallies began, because you know how good everything has to be.
8-4.
The reaction speeds of Liang just incredible.
Against most players here, that will have won the rally. But Liang has an answer, read it well, on 1 foot while he played that abbreviated forehand. Again, Finn Liu, the Australian, playing a decent point. He's up against the 3rd best player in the world right now.
8-5.
Good shot selection there, and Liang annoyed with himself. Perhaps he admired his own stroke, perhaps he thought that he would have won the point. Impressive improv from Finn Liu to play that out of his crossover section. Not increasing the pace, not going for broke.
Six, 9.
Just too good.
Yeah, went for broke there though, didn't he? Thought, well, I might as well try and make the highlight reel here. From way back where, no man's land. This has been great from Liang.
11-6.
Wraps up the second game, 11 points to 6. Liang, just so impressive. Just 3 minutes on the clock so far for the opening 2 games, 11-7, 11-6. But Finn Liu giving a good account of himself that there's just no living with the world number 3. Well, here we go into the practice hall. Still have plenty more matches still to come. 3 more matches in this morning's session and then 5 more later on. So all of today's players are getting some last-minute practice in before they take to the table. And Agoda of Egypt taking on LIANGJINKUN-FINN. That one will follow next. And it could be that those players are on the table pretty quickly, the way that LIANGJINKUN is working his way through these points. That is up next.
Whatever he has to do for the push, not for this. You don't want. What you don't want is for him to receive a strong push.
Some last-minute words of advice from Ricardo Oliveira for Finn Liu. Will he able to put that advice into practice against LIANGJINKUN? Game away from a place in the second round, where he'll face Lin Gaoyun.
Head coach Oliveira there saying you don't want Liang to receive with a strong flick. So the backhand serve a good option, lots of backspin, side spin, occasionally maybe throwing in a long one or a short topspin one. There's the long one. Good intention, but there's just so much quality coming in, it can really shatter your plan.
Two, 1.
Interesting rally there. Just caught the edge, Finn Liu.
1-3.
This reverse pendulum serve of LIANGJINKUN absolutely hacked. Good spin there in the first one. The second one couldn't quite back it up.
Timeout.
Yeah. Ducking under that ball. preventing the headshot.
Exactly 3.
Out for Finn Liu.
And the only thing that I can this
listen.
is for us to go back to work, right, to the practice hall, but things that I can give you a little bit more. Keep it there from there. Yeah. You. I think you're trying to rip it too much. No need. He's passing you, and we already saw, like we said before, we already saw that he knows that he's losing on the backhand. Now he's going a little bit more in the middle. Okay, all good. And now you can come with a combination of one push ball and then you go for the step around. We know that. Be aware of that. Be always aware of that. Execution. I have nothing to say in terms of tactics. 4-1 is 3 bad executions. Nothing more. Let's go. Let's try to fix it every time. Let's go.
Well, let's go, Finn Liu. What do you make of Coach Ricardo Oliveira's advice to him there, Fraser?
It's tough to say, you know.
1-4.
If I was coaching, I maybe wouldn't say so much. At this moment in time, I'd let my players sort of experiment for themselves a little bit. Finn Liu knows how to win a point. He knows how to probably beat Liang Jingkun. Doing it is just a different thing, so overloading tactically, I don't think will help Finn Liu at this moment in time.
Six, 1. Let 6-1. 2-6.
Well, 12 of the last 16 points were going in favour of Liang until that one. Finn Liu gets a much needed point on the board.
2-7.
It's always going to be important for Liang here to try and win this comprehensively. To take that confidence, that momentum through against Liang Jingkun. Oh, nice idea there.
7-3.
Cheeky chap play. No, I was just saying, you know, Liang wants to try and treat this with the utmost seriousness as he will be playing Lin Gaiyuan next. Wants to try and keep as much of a squeaky clean record as possible here. Put that away so effortlessly there.
It's just so smooth, so fluent.
3-9.
Do you think Lin Gaiyuan will be watching this one?
Oh, absolutely. Could be training. He'll definitely be watching it back. But he knows anyway. He's played Liang enough times.
4-9.
Liang will be going into that match against Lin Gaiyuan as the strong favourite. Lin Gaiyuan now dropping outside of the world's top 10.
9-5.
What a point for Finn Liu. With Liang closing in on wrapping up this match. How about that? Stretch too far for the world number 3.
9-6.
Showing good wherewithal here as well. And this is a bonus for him. He's forced Liang into a timeout.
We've already had an upset today. Number 5 in the world, Hugo Calderano, is out, dispatched by Lee Sang-soo of the Republic of Korea, who's through to the next round. That was the very first meeting between them. The thrill of Brazil on his way back home. So that is the first upset of the day. It doesn't look like there will be any such upset here between LIANGJINKUN and Finn Liu, although it will be a bit of a
9-6.
psychological win for Finn Liu that he has forced the world number 3 into that timeout.
7-9.
This game, Liang's to lose, but this is a great fight here from Finn. Now with serves as well, still a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Wider serve, what a counter.
8-9.
That's really impressive to play the parallel. Unparalleled from LIANGJINKUN. Amazing. That's such a high difficulty shot. Pinpoint precision right in the corner. Liang looked at him as though I said, did you seriously just do that to me?
Oh,
9-all.
and again, 7 of the last 9 points now have gone in favour of Finn Liu. What a way to restart after Liang's timeout.
Outrageous, outrageous shot. That one maybe even better than the last. Surely not here.
Big points coming up.
He's got a game point, Finn Liu.
What a comeback from the Australian, overturning a massive deficit against the world number 3, who was forced into the timeout and hasn't won a single point since the restart. Liang saves the game point, certainly not happy about being on the back foot, and made his feelings clear. Superb shot placement right into that far corner.
Oh, that one just a little bit too hot to handle. So much zip in this Liang counter, so deep as well. Liang doing very well to reset after this absolute miracle comeback.
Let 11-10.
LIANGJINKUN, a straight games win over a resurgent Finn Liu, surviving a wobble in the 3rd game, fending off game point. He seals his place in the round of 16, where it will be an all-China clash. Lin Gaoyuan awaits the world number 3. So impressive in the first 2 games, but Finn Liu came out of nowhere in game 3 to really push LIANGJINKUN. But he was so impressive, Fraser.
Yeah, he did well there.